What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. On this video we're going to continue working on Georgia Samurai build. I don't know why I call it Georgia Samurai build because technically it's not his anymore, it's mine, but whatever. But anyways, we're making this thing great again. So I got all my parts yesterday. Technically not all the parts because I think I'm going to do some other stuff to it. Like, for example, the steering. I think I'm going to order Heim joints and redo the steering bars because the one feels loose. And as you can see here, he welded the nuts because he's probably having problems with these spinning with the ram. So I'm probably going to order Heim joints and redo the steering bars. I just need to figure out what size Heim joints I can fit on these high steer knuckles. So I need to do that. Also, I did get chromoly shafts for it, which there's the Burfields. I bought the trail gear ones because they're the cheapest chromoly axle shafts you can get that I know of. So there's the shafts, and then I got a bunch of seals, rebuild kits. I got the upgraded wipers, and I also got the trail gears axle seals. So I got all that stuff. And I also bought new rotors for it. Why not? Because you have to take them off anyways. I was going to get them resurfaced because my friend owns a automotive shop and he could resurface them, but they're just so rusted and pitted. We just said, screw it, put new rotors on it. I think they were like 60 or 70 bucks. But anyways, as you can see here, I did get all the knuckles cleaned up. I actually had my other buddy sandblast them. I wasn't going to go that far with them. I was just going to wire wheel them quick and like spray them, but I got them all bead blasted. Right now, I pulled all the old studs out. I'm putting the new studs in. I do have to torque these. I think these, you torque the studs to 15 to 20 foot-pounds, I think. I just had it on my phone. Yeah, it says 20 to 25 foot-pounds, and then the stud nuts should be to 80 to 100. So we're gonna get these knuckle studs in and torque down, and we're gonna try to get these hub assemblies. I don't know. We're gonna try to get them together so then we can put them on the axle and mock up the shims and make sure they're all right, and then we're gonna pull it back apart, put the axle seals in, put the axles in. Well, technically we gotta put the front diff back in first, and then we put all that stuff back in. So the plan for today is try to get the front axle back together, try to get the transfer case out of it. What else do I want to do to it? Maybe try to get, no, it doesn't matter. That's not going to matter right now because I'm going to have to wait till I get the new steering set up to be able to mount the ram, make a new bracket for the ram. Oh yeah, the other problem I found with it too, I don't think I showed this on the last video. I was messing around with it after I filmed and I was cleaning it up, and I was just sitting here messing with it, and I found this problem too. So I found that. I'm hoping it's just the pinion nut. I'm going to pull the rear drive shaft off and see if I can tighten the pinion nut, because it's very possible he forgot to dent the nut so then it doesn't spin or it doesn't back off, because I looked on the front one and the front one wasn't done. So let me turn this thing around. Yeah, as you can see in this one, he didn't push that up so then it would lock it from spinning. So I do have to pull this off because that's dented. So I want to try to get this off. I think I have a new one of these, so I'm going to put a new one of them on. And then yeah, so that's the plan for today. I do have a deadline now. A friend of mine came and looked at it, and he said he's definitely interested in buying it. He said if I can get it done before Black Friday, because he wants to come wheeling with us Black Friday, because I guess it's a tradition now, which is kind of cool. Because it gives me a deadline, it makes me push harder to get this thing done and hopefully not half-ass anything, which I definitely won't. So anyways, let's get this video going. We got a lot of work to do, and let's get to it. Okay, so after quite a few hours later, I finally actually made some progress. Kind of had some things come up in the middle of the day, so I kind of had to go take care of that stuff. So I ended up getting the wheel bearings and all that stuff assembled, so I'll show you that stuff now. So I got all the knuckles together, I guess you want to call them knuckles. I didn't put the hubs on, I got all the new bearings in. I ended up I ended up putting new bearings in I had laying around. So I got all them on, I got the new rotors on, got the new seals on it, all that good stuff. And then things kind of went south pretty quickly when I started working on the Samurai. So I was gonna get ready to start assembling the axle, and yeah, things went downhill pretty quick. So I'll just show you what happened. So front axle's now out of it. I saw the drain plugs messed up on the threads, so I ended up pulling that out. It's kind of hard to see, but like right down in there, it's all messed up. So my plan with this is I'm gonna cut that out, get rid of it, plate it, no drain, just leave it flat. And I know some people are gonna be like, well, how are you gonna drain the fluid out of it? I don't know, we'll figure that when we get there, because mine's shaved, so I don't have to worry about the plug coming out when you're sliding across rocks. Kind of what I'm pretty sure it's probably what happened to this one. And I pulled the axle out, and I ended up pulling them load springs he had on the front, and then he also had them other things on the front, leaf springs. I took them out, and then I also pulled the transfer case out, which this mount is pretty messed up. So like, as you can see here, that was fixed before. Where else did I see it? Like this one's kind of bent in, like this one's bent inward. I don't know if you can tell in the camera. Let's see here, there's another spot. Maybe it's on this arm. Oh no, it's right here. On this one, these tabs were broken off before, so they were re-welded on. And this thing, it was a pain in the ass to get the transfer case out of this cradle and also out of the Samurai. But anyways, I'm not putting that back in. I have a Trail Tough cradle I've had for a while. I picked it up from 2 Samurais I bought. The guy had it, so I'm gonna end up putting this in. So that's no problem. I can fix that. And then I also found something else. I kind of didn't want to show this, but I'm gonna, because, well, I'm gonna show it to you. So let's just check it out. So this is my transfer case mount, and as you can see, it's bent. So it looks like it started pulling it from here, which is really, really strange. I never had anyone had any issues with them before. There you go. Cause like, if you see this little, it's hard to see, but like I have a piece here and a piece here, so then it keys together. Well, I guess since I have that piece there and there, I guess it just pulls it apart, which is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of mind-boggling, because like I never thought that would happen. So it definitely pulled up on it, and it looks like they try to weld it again, which that's just crazy. So I'm gonna cut this mount off. I'm gonna redesign my mounts now, because, well, that's what you do. You redesign it and make it better. So that's what I'm gonna do probably tonight, maybe tomorrow. I might do that tomorrow. So I'm trying to figure out how I could make that stronger. Like, dude, I never thought that would do that. It's weird. So I found that problem. Like I said, I'm gonna cut that off, redesign the bracket, send it to my laser guy, and he's gonna hopefully have time to cut one out, so then I can assemble it. But I also showed in the last video about the pinion. Well, I pulled the drive shaft off and I tightened it, and it seems fine. Like, it spins good. So, I mean, I'm hoping it's good. I don't know if I want to pull it apart, because like I already pulled everything else apart. So that's where I'm at as of now. I have a huge mess on my floor, and I also found something else on the flange. I guess he tried to drill the holes in it so then he could use a Toyota drive shaft, which obviously the flanges aren't big big enough in diameter to be able to do that. You got to use like adapters. I think Low Range sells them. So yeah, that's where I'm at with the Samurai as of now. It definitely turned into a bigger project than what I was hoping it would have, which I should have known because that's how projects usually are. There's also like this stuff I'm gonna cut off. Like I'm gonna get rid of this. It doesn't need this. This is like for like on-road use. I'm gonna get rid of that. And then I saw this track bar bracket he had on here. Probably gonna cut that off since I already have all the axles and all the stuff out of the way to do that. And then I also saw this thing too, which I guess he was trying to make a traction bar. I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff up here, cut this bracket off. Same thing with the other side. As you can see up here, I'm gonna get rid of that whole tube. And then I was thinking about redoing this too, this whole cross member. Man, I don't know. It's starting to become definitely more of a project than I anticipated. But anyways, that's gonna be it for night. I'll be back here tomorrow morning working on this thing, trying to get the front leaf springs together. Try to get that axle. Try to get this drain plug cut out. Probably cut this bracket off too. I was thinking about cutting all this stuff off too, just to make it look cleaner since I'm already here. And I was actually thinking about cutting that off too and redoing that bracket. Man, when does this end? What's up, guys? It's Sunday, back at the garage. I usually don't like working on Sundays because, well, actually that's a lie. I work every Sunday because I like to work. So I guess first thing this morning, I'm going to start cutting all them parts off that I talked about in the last clip. Okay, so I got the mounts cut off, so let's check it out. So there's the mount got cut off. I ground it all down. There's a little bit here still, which I can finish that up later. I also got the transfer case mount all ground down where that was. I did get new pins for the leaf springs, which these are just Allen bolts. I think they're 3/8 by 24 by 2 inches long. So I got them in. I mean, I actually put something back together, finally. So my next step is to start cutting these brackets off this axle. And when I mean cutting off the brackets, I think I'm gonna go for it. I think I'm gonna cut this off, get rid of this whole thing, get rid of this piece, and I'm gonna have to remount the ram because, well, I just don't like that. I don't like that. I'm gonna try to shave this piece off too. Looks like they had something welded here. I'm gonna get rid of that. And also this bracket. I'm gonna keep the Sky Manufacturers Toyota axle swap brackets on it. I'm not gonna take them off. I'm gonna leave them on. Same thing with that side perch. I'm gonna leave that on. So anyways, less talking and more working. Okay, so I got all the brackets cut off the axle, so let's check it out. So here she is. Like I said, I cut the truss off of it. I cut the ram assist bracket off of it. And then I'm pretty sure the bracket that was over here was for a factory sway bar. So I got rid of that too. I mean, I was very tempted to cut the diff cover off. I really want to cut that off. I was kind of tempted to cut these off. Hold on. These off because, I don't know. I just want to cut them off and redo them. Same thing with these, but I can't because I know I'm going to probably mess these up cutting them off. Same thing with this one, and I don't have another set. I mean, I could cut one of these out, but I'm pretty sure this is 1/2 inch. All I have is 3/8, so I don't think it would probably work because I'm pretty sure this has to be 1/2 inch to be able to get up off the factory pad so the pin doesn't hit. And then I also was thinking too, since the steering stops are missing on the back of the axle, I'm probably gonna have to make some of them too, so then it has a stop point so it doesn't bind the axle shaft up and break it. So let's get back to cutting. Okay, so we got them brackets cut off. Oh, I didn't grind this side yet. Oops, gotta do that yet. But I did get that track bar bracket off. Got that looking pretty nice. So I'm not gonna record it. I'm just gonna grind all these little tabs off here that are left over from something. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna probably clean up my garage a little bit. So I did talk to my buddy. He's gonna do the front axle. He's gonna bead blast it, and also I'm gonna take him the transfer case, and he's gonna put that in his parts washer and clean that too for me. So that's awesome. Which it sucks in a way because I didn't get to put it in the transfer case cradle like I wanted to tonight. Okay, so I figured I'll add this little clip in because, yeah, I just want to show you guys how I fixed the heavy-duty transfer case mount. I had 3 of these on my shelf, so I just fixed them like this. But I am going to reprogram them a little differently so this doesn't happen again. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. So as you know from the old one, it peeled up from the front, which is it's wild. I never would imagine that would do that. So my plan is, I got one of these together, tacked up. So my plan is to come in here and pretty much cut this out with a cutoff wheel, cut that off, and then flip this over, and then cut this tab off too, cut that off. So then I can weld the whole way to the front, and then I'm also gonna weld on the inside probably to like here. So just probably weld like, what's that, like 3/4 of an inch on both sides, and it shouldn't have any problems then. So yeah, let me get my cutoff wheel on my grinder, and let's cut this thing up and get it welded up. Okay, so I got the tabs cut off, which I'll show you. Got them cut off. Now I'm just gonna weld the like, see these tabs here? My plan's to move these tabs back to like here and make them real small, so hopefully then I can just weld the whole way through it and then do the same thing like I did this one. Just, yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, let's get back to the main video. Okay, before I post this video, I figured I would show you a little bit more stuff I found. Well, I decided to tear the rear axle apart, and it was probably a good idea that I did that because I found a lot of issues. So anyways, I'm just going to show you. So, filled with mud. Yeah. Mud, rust. Mud and rust. Metal shavings in the oil. Also, I found some problems with hold on, here's the axle shaft. Look at that, dirty. Then also found this. Bearings are bad. And also found this. So yeah, the whole axle, rear axle is completely trashed. Both bearings are bad. The one drum's bad. Yeah, so and then I also found the differentials down at my buddy's shop because he tore it apart because he wanted to clean it. But he did find the pinion gear. There's a tooth missing on it, which I took pictures of it. So I'll put a picture in now. And then you'll also see on the carrier too, the pinion hit the carrier and made marks the whole around the carrier, which you also just saw. So yeah, so whole rear end needs rebuilt, which I have another axle. We ordered new 488s and seals, so hopefully I can use the shafts off my other axle just to get this thing running, because personally I would probably pull this rear axle out and put a newer style axle in it, which is out of an 86 to a 95 Toyota pickup. They're wider, they have bigger drum brakes. I don't know, they're just an overall nicer housing. So I mean, I figured I'd just put this in the end of this video. So yeah, so anyways, that's it for this video. If you like my videos, definitely hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos and follow along on this build, definitely subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.